NFL on the Run podcast. The project is co-financed by the European Union.
Hello, I'm Mara from Hungary, Mara Arvai, on behalf of JOPA, Youth for Participation Association from Szeged, Hungary. This episode, we will explore interesting methods, tools, and good practices on behalf of two different organizations. And we will explore how we can learn from each other, how we can adapt each other's good practices into different sectors as youth field, sport, or even schools. So welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you. My name is Petar. I'm coming from Serbia, from Belgrade. To be honest, it's Zemun rowing club, Galeb from Zemun. I am a rowing coach working with the young rowers. We are the only sport that's going backward. It's very interesting. So don't stop behind us. I'm working as a rowing coach for last 30 years. At the same time, I'm a professor of on a sport academy in Belgrade. And at the same time, working with the young coaches, young rowers, and in a sport academy with the young coaches.
Thank you, Petar.
Hello, my name is Döm, and I'm from Hungary as well. And I'm representing the Wude Martial Arts Association.
Thank you. So both of you represent sport organizations. And I think Petar can add to your profile, if I understood well, that you represent school as well as academy.
Yes, in the same moment I am a professor and a coach.
Wow, this sounds really exciting and serious one. You two brought very interesting and exciting examples from the profile of your organizations. Let's share how you support the mental health of young people who are attending in your sport activities in the daily basis. Petar, if I can ask you to start.
About mental health, I can speak really a lot of different things. But for this pitch today, I choose to explain one special word, mistake. What does it mean for me and how I use this word when I'm working with the young boys and girls. First of all, I don't know the man who is not afraid of something and who is not afraid of making mistake. So it's very important when you are working with young people to put the mistake on the right place. Mistake is just one step in our evolution. One step forward, not one step backward, one step forward. If you accept mistake like this, we're in a better position not to make mistake in the future. What does it mean? If you give a right to make mistake to young men, for them, the mistake will not be something big, something dangerous. It will be just a part of evolution. There is 4 steps. First step is awareness of mistake. We know that we are making mistakes. And what is mistake? Second step is every mistake has some profitability. We can take some profitability from every mistake. Why we make this mistake? Next time, if we know why we make mistake, next time we will not do that. The third step is correctness. So it means that from this mistake, we will learn something. And the fourth place is very important thing, obligation to make correction. If we just, we can make mistakes, that's normal. But in the end, we need to fix these mistakes. And that's the only way how we are going forward. So for me, it's very important because if young people accept this way of thinking, they are not making so many mistakes. If they make mistakes, they accept these mistakes and continue in their evolutions. So that's, let's say, positive way of thinking. Just don't want to make mistake. Don't make mistake. Don't make mistake. Okay, we can make mistake. We can accept this and continue. That's for me, that's the first step that I'm using in working with the youngsters.
Could you say an example, a story, how you support young people to accept that they are doing mistakes and to aware that what they can learn from it? If you can share any story from your daily work, how you support them.
One example, I have one guy, one very young boy, who always made same mistakes while rowing in a boat on the training. And he was afraid coming to training every time. He was afraid to happen because other guys in the boat were angry on him because he was making these mistakes. Then I put the whole team and said, okay, we have this type of problem. You need to understand that it's normal. And more experienced rowers make the same mistakes. That's normal. You will learn how to do this. You just need to accept that it is normal. Give the right to you, to yourself, that mistake is something normal. After that, his number of mistakes decreases because he was more relaxed and don't make this type of mistakes again.
When we are speaking about mistakes, what do you mean? What can be a mistake?
Everything, in every aspect of our life, we can make mistakes. In communications, in working, whatever we are doing, in sports, in every movement and everywhere we can make mistakes.
Could you share an example from your sport association when a young person did any type of mistake and like explaining the process, what you explain now as an approach, that it's like even practical example through this story of young person that you work with, how it works in real life, the theory, the approach itself?
The main problem when someone starts making mistakes, it's self-confidence and self-respect. And then we start speaking about self-confidence and self-respect, that everybody are the same. And it's not a problem if you're doing something wrong. Start thinking just positive and it will be okay. Just think about self-respect. You're the same like all other guys in the team. You can do the same things like others. It's not a problem. It's just the question of time. You will do the same very soon. Just be self-respect and with full of self-confidence. We have some physical tests that can support this. They can check on that physical tests the results, and when we see on the physical test that it's okay, in the future mistakes are starting to decrease.
Is there any group methods or tradition or something like this you use with the group of young people, for example, in order to support one of the team members to feel more confident?
Rowing in the sport, everybody is in the same position. Everybody has the place in the boat. Everybody can do the training every day. There is no first and second team. So that's very interesting because young people have all support from coaches to be better and better. Every day they have a chance to show what they can do. Every training is a new chance. And if one training we make something wrong, tomorrow we can fix this and be the same like other part of the team.
Such type of things I was thinking that, for example, someone coming to your place before the practice and you see that this person is really tired or not motivated. It's like his mental health or her mental health it's not good. It's like stressed or something like this. There is no good feeling for them to really make this practice today. So do you have any tool or sentence or as coach how you give? Because then in such a way do you already support them to avoid the mistake? Because then it would be a mistake to miss the practice, I suppose. Yes. So do you have any technique that you can share?
To make jokes and to relax whole atmosphere, not just with that man, make jokes with others, and then everybody starts smiling. And in that situation, the person who has a problem, maybe not motivated, not enough energy, feels that everything is okay, atmosphere is okay, everything around me is okay. There is no reason for me not to be okay. So they accept this and they accept every time when we make mistakes. It's normal mistakes, not mistakes to making some bad jokes, but normal way of speaking. Ask what's happening in your school today or something, just to relax, to free his mind, and it always gives good results.
Thank you, Petar.
Thank you.
Döme, what do you do in such type of situations?
In situations where the mental health is in focus.
Of course, yes.
At our association, the mental health is a main thing because if you want to be a better Kung Fu fighter, you have to achieve inner peace. And if you want to achieve inner peace, you have to be focused on your mental health and you have to be healthy in mind. And because of this, at the beginning of every training, we do Wing Chun forms. These helps us and also the students to make them ready for the next hour of practice. And also this helps to focus on their movement and breathing. And this also helps to clear their mind. At the end of every training, we do Qigong and doing exercises. These Chinese and Japanese methods are creating inner peace with help of breathing. Also, these are activating the parasympathetic nervous system in the human body, which's job is usually to relax and reduce the activities of one's body. Also, at the summer camps, we do more activities. Also, we believe that it's easier to focus when you know you are at a safe place. So we try to keep our training environment a safe place. For example, we protect each other when we are doing our training, so we don't punch forcefully, just to signal punches. Also, we sometimes do exercises so complex they can't focus on anything else except their movement. Also, we sometimes do exercises with closed eyes because when you are seeing things, you can lose focus more easily. So we are trying to put the focus on the perceptions and not on the thoughts. Where will the punch coming from, or will he or she punch or kick? We try to feel it in our bones and our skin. Also, we talk about stress management as well. For example, what's the difference between the distress and eustress? For example, if a runner is getting ready for a competition, he or she using the stress to improve her abilities. And this stress is the same what you feel when you are before an exam, for example, because all the symptoms are the same. You will breathe more frequently. You will maybe start to shake. Also, the runner starts to shake before a big competition, Olympics, for example. And we are trying to reinforce the positive aspects of stress, which can help to be better at mental health training, because stress can be very destructive for the mental health, and also very constructive if you know how to manage stress properly. We also talk about situations in their lives, and we are trying to come up with solutions for the problems, if they have any, and if they are willing to share with us. And also we know what is our competence. So when we know this is a more serious situation than the kid believes, we will recommend him or her or him parents to seek professional help if it's necessary. And also we try to create a positive mindset with our school rules, summer camps and our trainings.
Döme, thank you. You said a lot of amazing examples and thoughts you shared. I understood half of it, being honest. If you could help such type of people like I am, who is coming from an absolutely different area than Kung Fu, what I understood, if you want to be a good Kung Fu fighter, then you have to find your inner peace.
Yes.
Which means that when you work with young people, first of all, if I understood well, the most important task of yours to support them to stress down, or how do you say that? It's like find their inner peace, support them to forget the stress situations or the anxiety what they have from their lives. Could you share a real life story without names, of course, and but that we can really understand that, just like from your practice, that when a young person comes to your activity and you see that this young person regarding mental health, maybe they have an anxiety coming from a school and having a bad grades, or it's just like you can feel that this young person doesn't have an inner peace.
Yes.
Then, because what you explained, it was really professional. Help us to understand that. Then what you do, here is this young person who is really happy to go to your activity because at least he or she or they feel the need. But you see that he really needs a lot of help now to find the inner peace before or during your activity.
I want to clarify one thing. At trainings, we don't achieve inner peace. We are always seeking inner peace. So this is a process, not just a thing, I'm going to practice, so I found my inner peace.
So how do you support that to find it?
For example, the first thing we do to achieve this, or to help students to go on this path. After the warm-up, we do our forms, Wing Chun forms, which is a series of movements. And at the beginning, the first form is called Siu Lim Tao, means little tough. And here we are practicing easy movements very slowly, and we connect our breathing to these techniques. So, for example, we are not punching, but we are pushing our hands forward very slowly while we exhale, and bringing our hand towards our chest while we inhale. And while we connect our breathing to our movement, this is what I said before, the very scientific thing, the parasympathetic nervous system. So this is basically helps the students to achieve inner peace, or not achieve inner peace, but to start their journey on founding the inner peace, because it's a biological thing. It's in everybody, this nervous system. So it will automatically helps you to relax for example.
So this sounds a really practical tool to learn from you and to adapt it into the other fields based on the needs of our young people. During this project, you had a lot of possibility to learn from each other. And during this podcast already, you shared a lot of good ideas on behalf of your organizations. Briefly, if you find anything that you believe that it could be useful for your organizations to adapt from the other one, if you have any tips and hints regarding that, what you can use from others, good practices or working style.
For me, very interesting to hear from Dome about Kung Fu. I was 15 years in Aikido and I know a lot of things from Aikido, but for me it's very interesting to listen how they do this beginning of training to do this kata and to relax, to prepare body and brain and mental body for the training. So it's really very interesting for me and I like to hear this type of things. Of course, I'm putting some in my training, some experience from Aikido, a lot of things from Aikido, the way of thinking and some physical exercises, the way of breathing I took from Aikido. And I'm happy to hear that there is other clubs, other sports who is also using the very similar. So for sure, I will put in my training procedure something from Kung Fu, I'm sure.
Thank you, Petar. Dome?
I think the most interesting thing you said before was about the mistakes, that you can make mistakes and you have to make mistakes because it's all part of the process. We obviously do mistakes at our martial arts association as well, but I think we don't give enough focus on this. So I think we should improve in this topic. So I will have some questions after this.
I believe that this level, that you become aware that making mistakes is not a bad thing, it's a good, but how we can agree that on the way towards inner peace, it's very important to become aware of that doing mistakes is good and to learn how we learn from these mistakes, because this could be one of an important step as well towards inner peace.
Yes.
Thank you very much for this interesting discussion.
Thank you.